welcome back to my channel. Now, we all know how easy it is to celebrate our wins by swiping the card, going out to a fancy dinner, treating ourselves to something where you had to add it to the cart. Well, what if we flip the script? What if we try to celebrate our wins without spending money? So in a previous video, I shared that can be done. That is a way to do things. And I have had Black women STEM professionals ask me, well, if I'm in the midst of paying off debt, if I'm in the midst of doing all these different things to, increase my financial position by not frivolously spending, what is it that I can do? So today I'm going to be sharing 24 tips on how to celebrate your wins without spending money. And I think maybe we should make this a challenge as well as our no spend challenge. What do you think? Drop a comment below. So if you're all about leveling up your mindset, building and getting financial insight and inspiration, then subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell so that you can be informed every time I share a new video and get that wisdom and insight first. I'm Shehara Wooten. I am a certified financial planner professional, and I help ambitious Black women STEM professionals who feel stuck, frustrated, paralyzed, maybe feel like they don't know what they don't know or have too many options, so not sure where to start, or they've even had a late start and they want to catch up. I help them with a process and a plan to get back on track, to catch up, and to live the life that they've imagined with peace of mind and doing the things and making the contributions that matter most to them. Now let's jump into a few of my favorite ideas on how to celebrate your wins without busting your budget, without spending money, and just having pure reflection and fun. Let's start with this. Use your unused gift cards. I don't know about you, but every once in a while, I have to take inventory of the gift cards that I have, even checking if I have a balance, because a lot of people leave a few dollars on their gift cards, like $1, $2, $5, $10. Have you ever taken the time to check that? Make sure you use them. And that can be kind of a fun thing because now you're like, wow, I've got some money to spend. And this could be an awesome way to treat yourself without overspending and using what you already have. Next, create a win jar. So just take basically a mason jar or any type of jar that you have or container that you have and just start putting your wins in there. So when you do reach that goal and you win, why don't you write it down and put it in there? And then whenever you feel like maybe down or you feel like, man, I need a little bit of encouragement, you can go to your win jar and be able to read through and be reminded of the amazing things that you've accomplished. Host a virtual celebration. Invite all your friends, tell them to get their favorite beverage, coffee, tea, whatever, juice, whatever they want. Bring it to this event that you are going to create. And then you guys get on this Zoom call or whatever platform and you share with them that you've reached this goal and you just have a moment of gratitude and be able to connect with your friends and have them experience what you've just accomplished. And maybe you'll inspire them. Maybe you'll motivate them. Maybe you guys will be able to brainstorm the next set of accomplishments. But again, you did it without spending money. Make a celebration playlist. It doesn't have to cost money. If you have YouTube, if you have any other platform, Amazon Music, Spotify, create a celebration playlist, get all your favorite songs, and then use that, name it whatever the win was, and then use that as an opportunity to go out on a walk, a hike, jog, just relaxation. But you're using that celebration playlist as a milestone marker to acknowledge what you've just accomplished. Next, write yourself a motivation letter. Sit down, find a quiet place, get some great music going, get some nice aromas, some aromatherapy going, maybe with your essential oils, and just write down your accomplishment and make sure that you take note of it. And take some time to acknowledge it. Then what you can do is later on down the line, just like we talked about with the win jar, you can go through and read your letters. You could probably even create a really cool box, like take a shoe box and decorate it. And then in each letter, you put the letter in an envelope. And whenever you need motivation, go pull out your letters, put a date on it, maybe put what your win was on the outside of the letter, and then go through and read those letters when you are feeling frustrated or feeling like you need to get a bit of motivation. You know, in the Olympics, how they take that victory lap, you can take yourself a victory walk by going to the park, going to a place where they have a waterfall or something in your area with a beach, whatever kind of scenery you want to be in and involved in. It would be so cool to just take that moment, reflect, and take your victory walk. How about this? Design a digital badge. We all have access to so many different tools out there. You can do it on ChatGPT, you can do it on Canva, you can give a prompt in any one of these types of AI tools, or just use your creativity to do it yourself. But create a badge that says, hey, I just did this accomplishment. And you could keep all those in a certain area, a certain folder. You can print them out. If you have a printer, obviously we're not trying to spend money, but print them out and put them somewhere, or draw it out. If you're very artsy person, go ahead and do that. But there's so many ways to just use that, obviously, as a token of remembrance of what you've accomplished. You can even take that badge and put it on your phone as a wallpaper, or as a background on your computer. Who doesn't like this? Enjoy a DIY spa day. Take your favorite makeup or your favorite nail polish, or any scrubs that you have for feet or hands, and go ahead and give yourself like a pedicure, a manicure, a facial, and just have a wonderful time, enjoying times with yourself, because whatever you did, you probably took a lot of time just focusing and maybe hustling and bustling while you're doing it. So take some time for yourself by doing something you enjoy, by giving yourself a manicure, a pedicure. Any one of those things can be super fun. Have a themed movie night. How about that? That's pretty cool. If you have any type of movies that you completely enjoy, go ahead, pull that movie out and sit down and enjoy it. Okay? Take some time to reflect on it and have a good time. Now, quick question for you. What win have you ever done where you didn't have to spend money? So drop that in the comments, or do this. Are any of the wins that I've shared thus far ones that you're going to try out? So let's keep going. So for you crafty folks, why not create a win scrapbook? You could probably take any type of paper around your house, or if you're a scrapbooker, you probably have all the materials already, but take some time to go and create a digital scrapbook. You can create a digital or physical one where you take a snapshot of any accomplishments that you have, anything that reminds you of the journey or the accomplishment. Go ahead and take your scrapbook and begin to create a folder, create something on Canva, but you can take artwork, notes, any type of things that just remind you of what you have accomplished, and put it in a scrapbook. Now, a lot of people use food, right? So a lot of people will say, okay, I'm going to go out and buy my favorite dessert, my favorite coffee, or, buy myself a meal. But why not treat yourself to your favorite treat at home? Find the recipe or remake the recipe if that's something you enjoy. Your favorite cookie, your brownie, an ice cream treat, or a smoothie, and take all your ingredients at the house and put it together and just sit down and indulge in it. Now, this is one I see a lot, but I want to put it out there. Give yourself a shout out on social media. There's places like LinkedIn, right? So LinkedIn has areas and a special area where you can actually say, I want to post about a celebration, and you make that announcement. Now everybody gets to participate and see this accomplishment that you've made. And some people, you can create a series, and they can follow your journey. And you can create a unique picture, a unique photo around your milestone. You can do this on Facebook. I think Facebook is kind of cool because they actually will pull up memories a year or two later. And I think that's pretty neat because now it just comes back and you remember. Sometimes I post on Facebook just to see that pop up a year or two from now. And so those are really cool. If you enjoy reading, why don't you read a chapter of an uplifting book, or a book that maybe you just truly enjoy, and every time you read it, you're like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. Or start a new book. I know I have a lot of books in my library, and and so that could be a potential way for me to go ahead. Let me go ahead and pull a book out of here and start reading. And it's just, just a new way to get enlightenment and to grow and to celebrate something that you've done. That's amazing. Now, how about this? Take a nap without guilt. Too many of us are just feeling just so tired, but we're like, oh my gosh, I want to keep going. I got to keep doing this. There's something about when you make the accomplishment, sitting down and just resting, taking a nap. You probably didn't take a nap because you were working multiple jobs, or you're working overtime, or you're doing different things, different side hustles, whatever it is. Take the time, get some sleep, get some rest if you hadn't been doing that. Create a win day tradition. So anytime you have a win, or that day that you made the accomplishment, or you pick the date that you're going to do this, but wear a certain color or wear a certain outfit. And that's indicative of, you know what, I just made this accomplishment. Or put your hair up a certain way, or, get creative with this. But you can create a win day tradition, and it could be even something that could end up being where people recognize. They're like, oh, wait, did you just have a win because you're wearing that, or you're doing this? And I know that every time you do that, that means you have a win. Now, I've done this that I'm going to share with you. I've done this in a different way, but send yourself a postcard. So similar to the writing of the letter we talked about, or having a win jar, how about taking a postcard and sending it to yourself? And so that when you made that accomplishment, or when you know that it's about to happen in a day or two, go ahead, send yourself the postcard. And then when you made the win, or maybe a week after you made the win, you're reminded again, like, yes, I did it. So give that a try. Record a victory message. So you can take your iPhone or your Android, your camera, and just film it. Or you can give yourself a voice note and put it in a folder, organize it to a point where whenever you need a confidence boost, or some type of something to remind yourself that you're doing great, go ahead, listen to those messages or watch the messages. How about this? Rename something in your honor. So, you have your Wi-Fi, you can go in there and rename that to whatever it was that you won, or anything that you're celebrating. You can rename your computer, your Apple Watch, if you have an Apple Watch, or just something, like rename it. We have a gardening system, and it's a hydroponic garden system, and we can name it something. You can go in there, rename that, and every time you go in, it's reminding you that I made that accomplishment. I did that. How about naming it CEO Moves, or Win Energy, or Won't He Do It? How about this? Celebrate with a silly alarm. So you can label your alarms. You can actually create music on that. So whenever you wake up every morning, you can use that song or whatever, or that chant or something that says, hey, I did this. Something I was thinking about is that it was like a chant that was called You Did That. And it's on Instagram. But you can go ahead, record that, and go ahead and put that in your alarm. Or you can just personalize it, create something special. How about a golden plate or a mug? So if you have like a special mug or something around the house where you're just like, okay, whenever I win something, it's almost like a trophy. I'm gonna pull this out and I'm gonna pour my special drink in there and I'm gonna drink that or take a picture with it, something. But do something special with something that you already have. Like I said, like a golden plate or a silver plate or a mug that you love, that you don't use often, but you take it down whenever you win for those special occasions. How about a mini time capsule? So take some mementos, some notes that you've written to yourself, maybe some items that you use to accomplish your goal, and put it all in an envelope or put it all in a jar. And then like a year later, go look and read through it and remind yourself of, look at all these things that I've been doing and what I'm continuing to do, and I can continue to do even more things. Another one is to flip a coin to make a fun decision. So heads, you take the scenic route to go home, or tails, you take an extra break, something like that. But something fun to shake it up, to do something a little different than what you've been doing, get out of your normal routine. And lastly, and I think I might be doing 23 rather than 24, but you get the picture. Lastly, what I'll say is, why don't you take the time to challenge others to do what you just accomplished, and tell them that you will cheer them on and hold them accountable. Well, maybe not so much hold them accountable, but that you will cheer them on if they're willing to share what's going on. And when they do reach their goal, you're going to be right there for them. So of all those wins that I mentioned, which one stands out the most to you? Like, which ones will you try? Or have you already tried? I would love to hear that. And if you are someone that feels like, okay, I need to start creating wins, especially when it comes to my money, my finances, I want to celebrate them big or small, and I want to get in the habit of doing that, then feel free to schedule a strategy session with me. I love to chat with you. We have the Wealth Gap Closers Method, and I'm looking to meet more Black women in STEM who are ready to create a plan so that they don't have to rely on anybody for their financial freedom and security. The link will be in the description. If you found this helpful, then please like this video, subscribe, share it with some friends. I would love to have more folks subscribe. I think we're at over 130 something, 135 or so, which is great. So let's keep closing the wealth gap your way, and take a moment to watch the late start video as well as the solo ager video. See you next time.